things went really pretty well for the Zags. Our whole season has been really consistent. I mean, we haven't had any days where we've aced our performance, but we've, as a team, have been very consistent. And that being said, with a couple of our younger kids having to take major roles because we had some injuries with Connor McCandless, one of our top guns, Brent Felnagel, Nate Gassell, Ned Fisher, and the list goes on. Some players that have been around for 2 or 3 years that are more seasoned veterans, and so we've had to ask some of our younger runners to take the role of representing Gonzaga down at Hagen Oaks Country Club this last weekend in Sacramento. You know, we came back from conference 4th place, and you know, 2 points short of our goal of being 3rd, and so to line up with the other 187 athletes, 27 plus teams, and to come out 11th place in the West. I think we were on paper, people talked about number 14, and we were ranked number 13, and we beat the odds. So we pretty much mastered our team performance down in Sacramento. Knocking off a couple Pac-12 schools was kind of fun, California Bears and the Wildcats of Arizona. And, you know, really just being nudged out by a couple Northwest powers. University of Washington was number 9, WSU was number 8, and here we are, number 11, with 6 kids that are going to return next year. I'd have to say, on the bright side, individually, you got to love Willie Milam. He's a senior who really had an amazing season. He was our number 1 runner for much of the season. He was all West Coast Conference 2 weeks ago, and he was only 10 seconds, which is not very much, over 10 kilometers. Only 10 seconds from making the all regional top 25, where you get on the award stand. He ran a pretty conservative race. He went out at about 60th place and then closed it down into 32nd individually to lead the Zags. A great leader and a great guy. The other top gun in there making the top 50 was a junior, Nick Roche, out of Tigard, Oregon. Again, very consistent, one of our top runners all year. Got the job done. I know he wanted to be, you know, even higher up, but he still represented the Zags well with his 50th place showing down there in Sacramento. We still, one of the things that Richard Nelson, our volunteer assistant, and I talked about a lot was closing that gap from, we've been talking about that in these interviews in the past, that how close can we get 3, 4, and 5 up towards our number 2? And that gap was still there this week at Sacramento. But Colin O'Neill certainly ran better than he did at conference, where he was weaving back and forth over that last couple hundred meters. He ran a really solid race. He was only about 10 seconds behind the University of Washington's number 2 runner, to be a pretty solid 3rd place guy for us. 4th and 5th guys, Matt Critchlow and Kyle Branch, you know, nailed it for us. Broke into the top 100, and even though they were hoping to be, you know, closer to 50th place, for their debuts, never an opportunity to run in a big meet collegiately like this, they did their part. And then Troy Fraley, you know, he's a pure freshman. I know he just got valuable experience, and who would ever think Ian Goldison, who was a walk-on a year ago, more of an 800-meter, 1,500-meter runner, who would ever think he would be representing Gonzaga top 7? I don't know if the team did, but I certainly know he did, and he got valuable experience too for the Zags. So overall, a great venue for us. We too are pumped for the future, but now we look forward to our indoor season ahead. We're going to go over to the University of Washington 3 times for the Dempsey competitions, and then a couple Vandal meets down there in Moscow, Idaho, and then our goal to go outdoors and see how many kids we can fly into Fayetteville, Arkansas for the NCAA Western Regional in late May.